2025, the year of the root chakra. Some years ago, I was in communication with my guides and they started explaining to me how we started at that year with the heart chakra and expanding in a spiral way to the rest of the chakras. So 2025 has come to be the root chakra year, and through my perception I will explain how that feels like, how that looks like, what are the challenges we are facing this year in a huge way, what are the activations that we are going through, what we are grounding for ourselves and everyone else as codes, as light workers that we are. Let's dive into this. The root chakra year, it has to do with facing our own fears. Either these fears are conscious, subconscious, or unconscious. I will explain more on that. How to place firm and healthy boundaries within self. We will go deeper on this as well. It has to do with communities. It has to do with getting into a space of claiming your own abundance and the grounding within your own being. These four major points, and we will expand more on this, play an important role, and this is how we get activated to our own unique root chakra energy. Let's dive more and see what is going on. So, with the fears after the strawberry moon, with the scorpion full moon, everything is shifting very fast, faster than usually. We have the perception of time that is shifting for us, not the time itself, our perception about time and how things are moving faster or slower, or when we need to slow down, or to move a bit faster. It is about understanding our own pace as beings in our own totality and what works better for us and how and why. So, working with our fears, it's a major thing. Every kind of fear we may have, even hidden in the unconscious mind, will show up so we can face and claim that power that we have given away to the fear, and we can integrate all our fears. Either they have to do with the physical environment or with other beings around us. They make us feel afraid of them, or we feel the need to protect ourselves against someone else. All these are connected with the root chakra energy. We are reclaiming that power back in a huge way from any point of time and space. What I mean by that, every point of time and space, we are awakening to other lifetimes that are happening spontaneously. Either we perceive them as past lives, future lives, or parallel lifetimes. We are awakening to our own essence, to our own consciousness. So when we expand our awareness to our own consciousness and we are coming into that space of soul recognition within self, of course, things from other lifetimes will awaken, and the connectivity we have with these other lifetimes will come into a space of acknowledgement within ourselves. So, if you have the fear of persecution, if you have the fears of abandonment, of betrayal, if you are afraid of specific people in your life, they get you that the feeling of chills when you are around them or in a creepy way. So that not necessarily is connected with this lifetime, but it may be connected with other lifetimes. All of this now, we are taking them in, we are integrating whatever happened, the wisdom, the knowledge, we are resolving, healing, releasing emotions. So go with the flow of that, because there are many things that will be shifting inevitably for your own being. In that space, you are learning who you are, and you are getting into your own sovereignty and being grounded within your own being in the most amazing and beautiful way. So worry not if you are experiencing all of these different situations in your life, and it is a timeless channeled message about this year. Know that we are going through a major activation now for the root chakra, but that doesn't mean it will be solved once and for all, and we won't have to face any fears in 2026 or 2025. We are going back in and out depending on what we need to be regrounding within our own being. That is what is changing. Now, moving on to boundaries. Boundaries is a huge chapter for almost everyone. And the thing with boundaries is that we first have to acknowledge that we have to ground the energy, the frequency, the mindset, and the emotional understanding of that within our own being. We don't create boundaries expecting someone to respect them or to acknowledge our boundaries. Yes, you are right for placing a boundary on me. Yes, I am being very this and that. That even if it happens with the more conscious people, it won't happen with the majority of people. So what we are called to understand now more than ever before is that boundaries don't have to do with others. They have to do with how much you respect your own self, your worth, and how much you appreciate your own time, your own energy, your own understanding, anything that is connected with your own self perception. And yes, sometimes we do apply boundaries verbally or with actions, and that is absolutely necessary, or even with confrontation. We don't have to be afraid of these things. Please make a note and go back to the videos of this YouTube channel to see how I'm explaining about confrontation and why it is healthy to use it in your everyday life. Most people are afraid of confrontation because they think they are getting into a low vibrational energy, or it is not okay to have a fight or an argument with someone, and that's not the case. In most cases, you have to allow yourself to confront your feelings in front of another being. This is what it is. So, continuing with the boundaries. Yes, we have to be firm, we have to understand ourselves in that space, and what usually helps is journal on a notebook your boundaries so you can make them super clear to your own spirit, to your own self. It's not about just mentally perceiving the boundary that you have to create with someone. It's about grounding the full energy and frequency into your own whole being and to the lower chakras so you can change your magnetic field, your aura, and if they need to be communicated these boundaries verbally or with actions, that will become and be happening easier than ever before once you have grounded fully that frequency in your whole being. The mistake we usually do in these cases, either it has to do with boundaries or the mindset of any other thing that is new to us or regrounded in our own being. We perceive it mentally and we don't ground it to the rest of our energy, emotionally as well, with respect and with the understanding of self in that space. Most times we question ourselves, am I right for placing this boundary? Or am I exaggerating? Or I'm not vibrating in love and light? That questioning, that conflict within, that usually depicts in the lower chakras, makes us feel that we are striving to create a boundary with someone and we can't because they don't listen to us or they don't respect that. But you haven't respected that already yourself. So, how can someone respond to that energy that you want to be forcing the boundary, but you don't actually respect it yourself? So, this is what is changing for all of us, how to step into our sovereignty and integrity and honesty of who we are in our essence without feeling that we are being disrespected or disrespecting others in the process. It always goes both ways, and we have to reflect and stay within our own energy. Okay, having that covered, you will find more videos about boundaries again on this channel, YouTube channel. Previous videos I have recorded. Have in mind that most of these videos are beyond time and space, so feel free to go back. It's not old or outdated knowledge. And let me know in the comments what it feels like for you if you are going through your own transformation where you have to face fears or create more boundaries or different boundaries from what you had created so far. Because have in the back of your mind that boundaries are ever changing. you are changing. What you need, what you desire, what you want is changing. So your boundaries inevitably will be changing as well. And that is a process once you learn how to apply boundaries in your own energy, in your own self. It becomes easier to change that when it is needed and in the way it is needed. Now, moving on, I'm checking on my notes. Moving on to the frequency of money, of scarcity, of abundance, of wealth and prosperity. Guess what? Root chakra. It is the first chakra that is connected with prosperity, with money, with abundance. The lack of that and how it makes us feel unsafe, unprotected, and even unsure of ourselves. This is where it started as a frequency, as an energy, and it used to be, it still is nowadays, unfortunately. The money, the power the money has, or we believe someone is powerful enough when they have wealth. Okay, and that in that space, what we have been doing as light workers is bringing up the frequency of money and abundance and wealth to the heart chakra, which is something that has started happening with galactic beings, with star seeds that we have incarnated as human beings in this lifetime. So, in that space, not only in this lifetime, but anyways, you know my point. But in that space, I want you to acknowledge something to yourself. Abundance and wealth is your innate birthright, in whatever sense and way that comes to you. We first start exploring our limiting beliefs, the conditioning we already have, either from family, from society, from relatives, from anywhere we belong to, and then we start awakening to our true abundance within. And abundance comes in many ways and many forms. So, what you have to do is to explore with childlike curiosity what abundance feels like and is like for you. Is it in resources? Is it in money? Is it in feeling security? Is it in having people around you, being in a community that supports you and you support them? What is abundance for you? What is that energy of abundance? And we have it fixated in some ways that we are meant to be having abundance only in one way, either spiritual abundance or physical abundance. Yes, some people have to face that as a conflict in their energy so they can ground something new and different in this lifetime. It depends on the soul and their chosen journey that they awaken to different sorts of abundance. But from my perception, what abundance is has to do with on every level and layer spiritual abundance, physical abundance, and why not? It is your innate birthright. So ground that as mindset without the worry, how do I create more abundance? I'm not doing something, or I should be doing something, or abundance comes in specific ways in. Open up and see what is your abundance, your way, your method of creating abundance in that space. So when it comes to money and scarcity, abundance, wealth, prosperity, what we are facing also is that, how do I say this now? People wanting to take more from you, one of the challenges, or what you did for them or what they did for you, they charge it in a specific way. So, what is going on? What I see from my experiences is that we are claiming that power of money as our own power in that space. So, if someone wants to overcharge you, you have to speak up and you have to be in a space of claiming that this is not okay to be happening. And you have to claim that power back. Now, if you give your energy to everyone without a filter on, without discernment of how I give my energy, what that means for me, how it makes me feel. It's not just drained, that it might make you feel like that afterwards. It's a lot of things. And your energy, you have to sit with yourself and reflect what that energy is for you. It might be energy of time, energy as a healer, energy as a psychic medium, energy of any physical thing you may be doing and overdoing it for others because you have been accustomed to doing it because of many reasons. So you have to sit with yourself and get into a space of self-reflection of how you give away your own power, your own energy, which could be translated to energy of money. Okay. And have in the back of your mind that people are getting very, very weird lately when it comes to money. And that is because this is the year of the root chakra, which is the first chakra, the first center connected with that energy of abundance and prosperity and money. Now, having that said, we are moving on into being grounded in your own being. That is a huge one, being grounded into our own being. What that means? That means a lot, and we have to start unpacking this. Being grounded into our own being doesn't necessarily have to do with walking in nature. That will help you ground yourself into your own being, but the first and most important is the overthinking. When I am spending most of my time up here and not grounding myself into my own being, how do I feel in the rest of my body? The disconnection comes when I think that I have to be up here to control life or to experience life, okay, or to experience myself. And I have lost connection with my own physical body. I don't know how I feel in my toe. I don't know how to bring awareness to the rest of my physical body. And with that, what helps is mindfulness meditation, 5 minutes a day. What also helps is being mindful in overall and body scan. When you close your eyes and you start connecting with your physical body, when you are seated, wherever you are seated, now as you are watching this video or doing stuff around, be mindful with your own physical body. You know how many times we will hit a furniture or something and we will see the bruise and we'll be, where did that came from? When did I do it? How it happened? I don't even remember because we are not grounded in our own being. And if you are a channeler, a light worker of any sorts, what you need in order to expand more your connection with spirit and the different channels you have embedded in your system, you have to become more aware of your physical body. This is what is a huge game changer of everything. We are connecting with spirit because we have connected with our own spirit, with our own mind, with our own body, with our own soul, which is what expands us exponentially. How to ground better yourself in your own body. I explained 3 main methods. What you can be doing is bringing your awareness to different body parts, expecting to connect with how different parts of your body feel like when you're connecting with those, and how you use your attention on a day-to-day process and in a way where it will help you get into a space of being mindful of your own physicality from day to day, moment to moment again. So, in that space, you are bringing your awareness to your own being. And the more you are connected with your own being, the more you can connect with everything else as well. That said, now, what else has to do with the root chakra? Communities. Because it is the basis, the foundation of coming together, of taking care of self and others, and in that space of coming close and understanding each other. This is again a huge part of who we are becoming. And again, I explained this on the previous video about the energy update for the root chakra activations we are receiving lately, and I'm not bored of explaining it again, so bear with me if you have heard the previous video. This is about coming together and creating the healthy foundation we can create as community, and not because the lack of understanding, the lack of belonging, the feeling of belonging within the communities we already belong, but it has to do with coming together because we understand who we are, because we came into a space of belonging within self, and that we can transmute each other's challenges and help us and lift us up higher in frequency, in manifestations, in connectedness with each other and spirit and galactic beings and everyone else. So, this is what the root chakra represents when it comes to physical life and when it comes to what we are creating now. And have in mind that most of these communities have already been created in the ethers, so it won't take a lot of time to be created in the physical realm as well, in this dimension of physicality. So, having that explained, be aware of yourself, be aware of the challenges, and always ask what else is out there, or why is this happening, or why does this feel like a challenge? And why should you ask these questions? Because it will give you the right perspective to have the right understanding of why this challenge. It will be easier to bring more clarity in your life and navigate life in an easier, with more grace way. What I want you to be aware of also is that we are purging a lot, and through that purge, it has become physical, of course, as well. So, with the root chakra, the physicality, the connection with the physical body, the consciousness, how it has descended on a physical body, we are also purging physically. So, if you have gases, if you have been burping, if you have been experiencing some different sensations in your physical body, that's also normal. It is what is happening now. So just be aware of that. It is part of the process, and don't be afraid to claim your own power back, either power you have given to others, power you have given from any point of time, and with this lifetime connected as well, power you didn't know you had, and you are reclaiming it now. Be in that space of allowance for yourself, for your highest good. Let me know in the comments if this resonates, if this helps you, in what way. And let me mention one more thing. When it comes to the root chakra, nature is the master healer, and the root chakra is connected with nature and anything connected with Mother Earth. So if you feel drawn to be more in nature, to go hiking, to go in a space of enjoying the sea, the beach, anything that is connected in a nature form for you with the elements, claim that and get into a space of feeling yourself through nature. Nature and Mother Earth is the master healer, and that is helping you connect with the master healer within yourself, within your own being. So claim it and get into a space of understanding that. One more thing that I needed to explain with the root chakra has to do with elements, elemental work we are doing energetically and spiritually. Since this is the year of the root chakra, since the root chakra is connected with the earth, Mother Earth, feminine energy as well, it is also connected with the elements. Elemental energy work is being heightened now more than ever. So if you're working with the element of water, of the earth, of fire, of air and spirit, 5 elements, not just 4, the ether, the fifth element, you are going to be experiencing a huge expansion in that space of understanding yourself through elemental work. And have that in the back of your mind. You may be experiencing some changes when you are meditating or when you are physically connected with any of these elements. Even drinking water, the element of water, is gonna bring some kind of different energy for you. So this is what some people have channeled even from last year, elemental work, or 2 years and 3 years ago. We have been channeling this, the connection with the elements, the connection and the transmutation we do, and the energy we ground through the use of elements. So have that in the space, on your space, in your energy, and use it accordingly. Apologies. It will be a fun experience for all of us. What we are exploring now, and the elemental work is quite beautiful in whatever way and sense you use it. So I want to invite you to subscribe on my YouTube channel, like and comment on the videos. Please help me get more people around to see what kind of work we are doing here, what kind of things we are explaining. Share it with your friends if you know that you have friends that their questions will be answered through these videos. Stay in touch and book a private session if you feel drawn to working with me. I would be more than happy to connect with you and work with you. Stay tuned, more videos are coming up, and wishing you a beautiful transformation of what is happening now with the root chakra.